Well, welcome back. This is a broken round bell feeder. We use a lot of these on the ranch, and it's a funnel type feeder. So with this top on it, you can put in a big round bell on top, and it'll push its weight down so the wind doesn't blow it away, and then the cows can eat from underneath. Of course, this one has been rusted and broken in quite a few spots. I know they had done some repairing on it earlier, and I don't actually know if it's repairable, so but I was going to give it a shot. There's some breaks around the circle that need to be done, and I think if I can at least get this part started up, that I can start to connect the top if I can get some bars. I have some pieces that came off of it. I've got a little bit of flat metal and things. Sorry, it's really windy out here. And then I have this like old post I think we could weld on. So what I think I'm going to do is, I've got this sitting up as much as I can. I think I'm going to start by cleaning it off with the disc blade on some areas, and then let's see if we can get one bar welded in and get this side fixed right here, and then we'll just kind of work around from there. I hope everyone enjoys this video. It's more of a ranching video, but yeah, thanks so much for tuning in. If you haven't yet, like, comment, subscribe, let us know how we're doing. Thanks so much for watching. Well, welcome back. It is getting evening, so I'm just finishing up with what I'm going to do for today, and maybe we'll get back on it tomorrow. So went ahead and, like I said, added this bar in, moved this one over, have it welded on bottom and top. Not the most beautiful welding. I'm doing this mainly so I can practice and become a better welder. So then I also added in this bar, kind of re-welded some. This was already welded and tried to be fixed once by someone else, so I cut some little grooves and tried to lay some welds in there, and then I cut that piece of fence post and went ahead and welded this piece in on this side and things. So I still got a little bit to do on the edges, I think, but it's not bad. And I think I'll lay on some more welds around the back sides of these, but it's not looking too bad. It's sturdy. It'll move the whole thing, so that's cool and things, and it doesn't look like it's bending, and it's back to the right height, I believe. This bar, when I moved it over, it pushed that piece back up that I had been held by that 2x6. So anyways, I hope everyone's enjoying this video. I'm going to call it a night, pick up my stuff and clean my mess, and then we'll get back to putting it back together here in just a bit. Also, I don't think I mentioned this, but this is just a hip box, which is a welder I got. I believe I bought this on eBay, and this thing was like $50. So came with a roll of welding wire. It kind of spurts and goes on and off sometimes, but for $50, it's not too bad, and it seems to at least be holding things in place. So yeah, just in case anyone wondering, that was hip box. I think they have some kind of hip high weld box or some shit down there saying what it was. Anyways. Well, welcome back. We are reevaluating the situation. You probably saw me sewing that side up. And when I did, I tried to put this one on, and I had cut some release slits so I could try to bend it. But it is so warped, I could not get it to line up with the other ones once I had it set up. So what I'm thinking instead is, I found some more piping, I remember we had, is I'm going to try to fix the ring first, put this side on, and then I think we're just going to have to chop and weld that side together. But I'm hoping this pipe will weld, so I'm going to drill some holes down through it too, just so I can kind of tap some welds in there. And I went and grabbed a helmet instead of holding the thing from Harbor Freight, and some more discs. So anyways, we're going to give it a reevaluation. I was getting frustrated, especially when I broke off the stuff from this morning. But it's good to break it now, because cows will definitely break it. So anyways, we'll continue. Awesome. So it's getting later now, so probably gonna get ready to clean up for the night. But I went ahead and I welded this green post in here. I slid it over the top and welded it on each side. I might get a drill tomorrow and drill a couple holes through it, and then weld through the drill spots too. And then I remounted this post that was on that side. I put both of them on this side now. So this one's in here solid. This one should be in here solid, and then I'll be able to attach it. I've already kind of pushed it out, and it does look like I'm lining up here, and I'm touching here and here. May have to bend these a little bit, but then once we get that together, we can try to work on this side and figure out what I'm going to do with this piece, which is now cut into a bunch of pieces and stuff. But I think we can get it somewhat back together at least. So anyways, hope the video has been enjoyable. Thanks for tuning in. Beautiful day for Montana in the middle of January. Well, welcome back. It is the morning of the third day, I guess. So I've got this set up on here. It's not welded on. I just have bolts through it and have it set on here. So I'm going to try to get this second piece on, and I'll end up adding another post in. But I just wanted to see if this was going to fit up, because I had just welded these pieces on like you saw last night. So it's just kind of strapped on here. I'm going to put some welds in, I believe, and then add another post on this side. See if we can get another thick piece of metal on there, and maybe one more, I don't know. And then I'll try to figure out this mess next. So anyways, I'm gonna set the camera up. Hope everyone's having a good day. Well, welcome back. Joy has joined us. She's decided to nap in the sun. It's such a beautiful day. So I'll kind of show you where we're at here. Of course, we've added 2 pieces of fence posts. And then what I did was I got this plate welded on. My welds aren't beautiful, but it seems to be holding in place. And then I welded this bar in between as well. So I think I'll go ahead and probably add another one, and then we'll move our way to trying to figure out how to get the other piece back together. But I think it's going well, so it's been nice to just practice welding. I had to go get some more welding wire for this hitbox, and I was able to pick up some A's that fit in here, and seems to be working maybe even better than the wire that got sent with the hitbox, which was just a $25 or $50. I think I got that on eBay. I got to drive Penelope around the other day, which was really nice, and I didn't get a speeding ticket this time, which was great. Anyways, we're going to continue. Hope everyone's having a great day. Well, welcome back. I think we're going to call it a night. I went ahead and welded this one in here to get a little bit better welds on there. So haven't cleaned those up all, just why I brush them, but getting a little bit better welds and things. So I added this one in. So this one's solid. This one's solid. Now I think I've got another flat piece I might put here so that we can brace it off of, but now we have this middle section, and I think what I'm going to do is cut the other end, which is right here. I've got it bent, but then cut a piece that will fit in between, maybe get some of these green pipes and then put some spacers in there, but we'll see how it goes. Anyways. Well, welcome back. Kind of show you guys where we are at. I have been just doing some rust spraying, but then I was like, oh, I'll just spray them with some John Deere green. But anyways, so what I did on this side was try to like put some more kind of supports around the outside of the bar, and then I did the same thing with this one. It's just a bunch of fence posts and stuff. I had the wells aren't super beautiful or nothing, but it's been great practice and getting it in. So I think what we gotta do now is try to create this centerpiece coming across here, and then put the supports going down. But everything seems to be going pretty well. It's been a little bit slow going, but I think getting close to calling it a day for today. But yeah, it's looking pretty good. Can't really complain. I think it's probably going to hold up pretty well. So but yeah, hopefully I got some pretty good videos. Need to get a new camera stand sometime. So anyways, if you haven't yet, like, comment, subscribe, let us know how you're doing and how we're doing. And definitely have a great day. Well, welcome back. My camera to work, my battery's done. Went ahead and threw this bar in here coming across. Was working on some spots. It's gonna have a little bit gap, but we're gonna do the same thing on bottom and try to brace it up. But this video is gonna be messed up because my camera. Well, welcome back. I don't remember. I think we've been doing this for a few days now. So kind of today I went ahead and split these pieces and made braces for this in-between section that I had welded. I did the same on this side over here, which is pretty cool. Of course, we put the bars in this morning, and then I've added this leg in between here and kind of cut it so that it's supporting this one from this middle portion. Added in another bar here just because we were kind of high and didn't want to leave too much space for calves to crawl in and pee on the food. And then I still have to kind of box in that hole there. I think I got one more hole over here, and then I'm also going to add in I believe 2 more bars like this so that I have supports on all sides. That way when they set the roll on, it doesn't just completely crush it. Not that I don't trust my welding, but probably not the best idea. But yeah, coming together. Been spraying. I had a couple, can of John Deere green paint, so I'll probably grab some more of that and continue to spray where I've been welding and things. Other than that, been hanging out with the cats. It's not been a bad day. Been a pretty cold day today, but not even nearly what I would call cold for normal Montana January. So anyways, just gonna update you guys in this portion of the video, and hopefully we'll have it back together and get to using it. Hopefully everyone enjoys the video. Thanks for tuning in. Well, welcome back. So doing a few extra things this morning. I added in this bar right here just so that we don't have a space the cast can get through. I think that's going to be the last bar coming in. Did the ones last night, which were the straight bars before it got too dark. I'm also adding in the little just bracer bars where there were bends. I added in the one over the hole this morning. There was a hole there. There's a bend there. Just put this one on where there was a bend there. Of course, I got these bars in. Actually, green looks good. I put this one over the top so that this is totally boxed in now. Not the best welding, but hey, the practicing going pretty good with my $50 welder. I think it was like $39 to be honest. Anyways, I got a couple more spots we're gonna do. I got a piece cut to go here over this bend, and then you can see I've got this one ready to weld and things. So just going pretty good though, but I think the little tri-post arms are going to help to keep it from getting crushed down. I think this is the last of what I'll be doing. Then we've got to undo these bolts, because this whole time I've just been using the same 2 bolts over and over again, but I need to go buy bolts so that we can bolt each of the top sections up and then bolt the bottom together as well. So but that's the goal today, and then we'll hopefully get it out and use it. Yeah, for first big welding project, it's coming along really good. There's Nigel, that's Stevie's son there, and things. Stevie was in the car earlier trying to take care of my stuff. So anyways, we're going to continue. This is almost the end of this. Thanks for everyone who stuck through the video. A little bit different, working on the ranch. Well, welcome back. So we are almost done now. Went down and got some bolts. So got some new bolts in all the top, which is totally done now. Got all the bracing in. Painted the rest of the spots that weren't painted green. The whole thing's not getting painted green. I was just painting mainly where I was welding, but new bolts in here too. All that's in, but I think as far as the bottom, I drilled one hole here and was able to put a bolt through it. I tried to cut a hole and screwed that piece up, so I might weld a piece of metal over the top of there. But I was able, it was a pain to drill a hole through there. But I did get one of those grade 8 bolts through there. I got 2 of them into this side, and then this one's just got a stretched bolt in between it right now. And I think what I'm going to go do is get another long bolt for the outside and just clamp it as tight as I can. I don't think we're going to have be able to clamp it together, and it may even be worth putting some kind of spacer between it that the bolts can go through as well, just to kind of space it. So may do that too, so we'll see. So a little bit more work left to do on this thing, the wonky feeder, but it's almost all together and almost all ready. It's getting kind of late in the evening now, so I think we got a little bit more tomorrow, and then it can get moved into place and put back to use. So anyways, hope everyone's enjoyed the video. Thanks for tuning in. Well, last thing, I just cut a piece of metal because my bolt was too long. This part's not going to pull together. I didn't want to take this bolt even come out, so I just tightened this one as much as I could. Bought a new grade 8 bolt, and then I just cut a piece of pipe that I had. I believe it was electric conduit pipe, and just enough to space it so that it's tight as it can be pulled in there. So Vuko is on his way down with the tractor, and yeah, that's it. We have put it back together. Thanks so much for tuning in. Okay, I am beyond ecstatic. We just moved that feeder. We're moving the one out of the corral, and we just moved it down into the corral, and I totally did not know if that was going to work. Well, I figured we picked it up with the tractor and none of the welds broke, and it doesn't look like any of the welds broke, which is nice. So hopefully we'll get to load it with some feed here real soon, so I'll get a picture of that. But yeah, it made me totally happy after all that work. That was about 40 hours of work or something, so it was really good to accomplish something and it actually worked. So hope everyone enjoyed the video. Thanks so much for tuning in. Well, this is what it was all for. So this is what a round feeder is. It feeds round bales, and the cows eat them, and it just pushes down on the sides so that the wind doesn't blow it all the way. Although this one's going to be a little bit wonky, but heck yeah, it worked. It moved. I am over happy because all I wanted it to do was work. It don't have to look pretty to work on the farm. Cows seem to be enjoying it too, so can't complain. What do you think, sweetheart? She thinks it's good.